Hello everybody, and welcome back to Minecraft on Tower SMP. And from our little opening cinematic, I'm sure you know, our courthouse is done. We're gonna go take a quick peek inside, then we're gonna go talk about what we're doing this episode. Reception is pretty basic. We've got Deborah the Destroyer, our lovely receptionist, ever ready to help in their impotent rage as they are unable to cause harm anymore. We have a archives office, employees only, just some file boxes, some bookshelves. You know, gradually, as cases occur, we'll start filling in more of these nest boxes as files into storage. The legal library, also another employees-only space. This one's all bookshelves, and we have our lovely librarian snail. I'm really happy with this guy. I don't know why snails, but snails became all of the employees of the courthouse. Then we have the Judiciary Cafe. I need to add some, you know, various cafe goods into these shelves, but that's fine. And this guy is loosely based on the, what are they called, ironclad snails? The ones that live in underwater geothermal vents and form a metal shell. So he's loosely based on those guys. Up here we have the clerk's office. So in the US at least, you'll usually have like a county clerk's office where they handle paperwork that requires legal oversight but does not require a judge. Things like marriage packets, things of that nature. So, this is the county clerk's office. All of these are obviously a little bit cramped because they're in this tower, but that's okay. This is the magistrate's office, which I will explain in a minute. But they've got, you know, filing cabinets and bookcases. Then we have the Lord Magistrate's quarters. There's a much grander desk and a little filing area back there. Then we have the waiting room for when you are waiting to be held on trial. And of course, you have the courtroom itself. So, the magistrates. There will be 4 magistrates for each case, each representing one of the different domains of magic. And we'll, you know, that's lore stuff we'll cover at a little bit of a later point because it's going to come up in a few other things that I do around the server. But for the court's purposes, basically, 4 of the server members will act as the magistrates, and they will stand on these little stands, which does change these, which kind of act as like a court is in session indicator. The defendant and their representation go here. And then, of course, we have the Lord Magistrate, who you saw right at the end of that, who is just the tiniest snail made out of armor stands with the grandest stand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in probably here and here, and then remove these and replace the carpets. Or maybe leave those. I don't know. Dispensers. The one on the left is just going to have guilty, not guilty, and a button above it. And the one over here is going to have, what do you call it? Punishments. So some of them will be, you know, fines in a certain amount of diamonds. Some of them will be a stay in the jail once the jail is constructed, for, you know, 2 in-game days or whatever. Various different punishments to just fill that up. And basically, the other magistrates are able to ask questions during the trial and share their thoughts on guilt versus innocence. But ultimately, it is the Grand Magistrate who, wisest of them all, gets to make these decisions, and sometimes his decisions don't make sense to the grander context of things, and that's okay. The Grand Magistrate's will is all that truly matters. So, that is our enchanted mushroom courthouse. This project is done. I even went through and did all of the texturing down for each layer. So it is fully complete. In our little cinematic, you got to see the Happy Gas bobbing around in the background. That is because he is just such a helpful guy. He helped me get so much of the outside of this thing done. Truly magnificent. And if we just take one more step back and look at it, say from the top of Danny's, went a little far there. From the top of Danny's train station. Get a good look at this thing. You see, the darkness kind of helps a lot of that fade, which is really nice. I love the crystal garden and the giant amethyst shard off this side. I was trying to kind of blend the crystals and the mushrooms together throughout various points in this, including the crystal snail who has taken up residence in there. So, this is our Tower Town build. We're done in Tower Town for the moment. Later, I do have some plans to come back over here and bring in a few other builds. I want to build a little inn to go next to Danny's second tavern over here. And I've got a few other ideas for the area. But yeah, for the moment, we're going to step away from this and work on a few other things. So, I'm going to show you a few of those other things real quick, and then we'll actually get to work. See you back in my area. And we are back. Back home at the tower. We are back in our swamp. And it's almost nighttime. But there's one major problem that I've been running into again and again. I have had a continuous and distinct lack of rockets. And the problem's not our production of gunpowder. We have... Where are they? That one was about half, but... That one's about half, that one's full, that one's full, that one's full, that one's full, that one's got some... We've got a bunch of gunpowder. But our sugarcane production is, frankly, pathetic. Which is why I've started working on this. We are going to build a giant slime block sweeper style sugarcane farm heading back this direction, which is also why I have started flattening down at this level, because I believe, yeah, this would be the floor level, so I'm just going to push this entire thing back a bit here to create space for our sweeper. And then obviously I've got to dig out under it to get our collection system. But we're basically just going to have a big, long sugarcane farm. Run it on a hopper clock, probably activated every like 5 minutes or something. And have a comparator off of the bulk storage that just tells it, hey, when you hit this point of capacity, just stop collecting. Which seems pretty reasonable in the grand scheme of things. It'll prevent us from overrunning our storage if we're ever AFK here. And yeah, we pretty much only want to turn it off, A, when we're leaving the area, because we don't want to have to go to the middle of the farm and fix it, so we will have a manual power switch. And then B, yeah, this was just for me to remember how flying machines work, since I don't build them too often. They're not my preferred method for most farms. But as you can see, this thing chugs along. Obviously does not stick to the leaves. Gets to the end, and then we can flip this trapdoor and send it back the other way. So, this little segment here will get moved way down to the end. We're going to use mud for the floor so that we can pick items up through the mud with hoppers. Because I think I'm just going to do regular hoppers the whole way instead of a hopper minecart system. I know hypothetically it's more expensive, and hypothetically it can be laggier, but if it's not running all the time, I think it'll be alright. And I'll be honest, I just don't want to deal with hopper minecarts. They make noise that I don't want to listen to. Is it the most effective method? No. So anyways, regardless of it being the most effective method or not, we're doing it. So I've basically got to fill this entire area once I get it dug out the rest of the way with mud. Fortunately, I've already gathered a lot of mud. And technically, I've only got to do a grid pattern with mud, because every mid one is going to be a half slab that is waterlogged. So, a lot to do here. And I'm going to start working on getting more of this area dug out and pushed back so that we can have this thing running soon. Gotta make sure I actually clear the entire area, I think. Yeah, so this all has to go as well. I've just kind of been roughly pushing back for the last little bit here, but after that I've just got to get the sugarcane to actually fill the farm, which I should have between my other locations where I've been growing sugarcane. A lot to do. A lot to do. But that is alright. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff done. A bunch of prep work. And I will bring you guys back in, hopefully, when I have a working sugarcane farm or when something else interesting happens. So, I will see you guys soon. Alright, guys. Welcome back. It has been a little while. I've gotten a good bit of stuff done here. And by a good bit of stuff done, I mean we have a working sugarcane farm. Just like that. And we do have an off switch on this so that we can make sure it's not running when we unload chunks. And it also has, coming off of the storage over here, just a very basic auto shut off. So when this is almost full, when it's got a value of 14 coming out of here, this will just lock this hopper, preventing the system from cycling. So, neat. And then this, we ended up not using, but I just wanted to have a activator for when this is here if I decide to change the redstone later. So, that's all that is. Just a quick detection for whether or not the flying machine is here. I may as well. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, that'll cycle it. So, it'll take a minute. I'm not that pressed to wait for it, so we're just gonna manually activate it and relock that. Let's do one of these. Yeah, it's just a big flying machine sweeper. And it is set to where, when it gets to the end over here, it'll pass this redstone signal up through the slime block, because slime blocks, and activate this, kicking it back the other way. We sweep along, flinging our sugarcane the entire way. Hit the end here, and flip around. Beauty. And yes, I did use hoppers the entire way. Yes, it was like 23 stacks of hoppers. No, I do not regret my life choices, because I don't have to hear hopper minecarts. And that is all that really matters. So, I've got one more thing that we're going to try and take a look at today, but I've got a little bit of prep work to do before we get there, so I will see you on the other side when I'm ready to start working on our next project. Alright, we have gotten a bit of stuff done. And we are in the Nether, as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that it's all nethery, and there's bedrock above us. But not everywhere above us. I punched a hole in it. Because someone else's gold farm. We are going to build our own gold farm, and a froglight farm, and a magma cube farm, separate from the froglight farm. And we're probably going to do the magma cube farm first, because I'm going to need the magma blocks for the gold farm. And it just seems like the easiest way. So, especially since we're in the right biome for it anyways, to get a lot of magma cube spawns, as our nether tunnel demonstrated down there, we should be pretty much great to get a really decent magma cube farm. Now, we're not going to do that in this episode. I am about out of time, but what we are going to do real quick is just pop on over to the shopping district, see if we've made any new sales, restock shops, and then call it about there. I don't have any current tridents to refill if we do need those, so something to bear in mind as we go here. But we have a nice, convenient path to the nether roof, which means that a lot of our future plans we can start working on. We also need to do a wither skeleton skull farm. We've got the fortress there, so we've got the perfect place for it. But I need to fireproof our tunnel first, because I'm going to get attacked by blazes the entire time, and I know it. And I just do not have it in me to deal with that right now. Oop, passed it. What am I doing? Alright. Not a whole lot new in the shopping district since the last time you were here, but we do have some stuff to restock. Probably. We actually may not. I don't know if I've made any sales. Let's see where we're at. Dang. Also, why is that off one? Nope. No sales. What about over here? Oop. Oh, wow. 2 channel turrets, okay. I just want it to look really nice. I do have another set of those. All right. With that, I think we are about out of time for this one, but again, we got a good bit done. Hopefully in the next episode we'll see some more people and not just be a lot more of me hanging out by myself, but sometimes that's how it's gonna go. There's a lot of projects to work on, a lot of big industrial farms to build, so anyways, thanks so much for coming along on the adventure, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!